Great. So just do a quick recap. You know, I had just had I made a few slides. I'm not sure. Let's go through them really quickly. I can do hard things. It's been 8 hours on this meeting. Here we go. So just some final thoughts. I can't do hard things anymore. I give up. Here we go. So, we had some great a great start to the day with Jahan talking about the Ranger team. So please, that's a resource. If you weren't on here earlier, if you just I know there's a lot of stuff being thrown at you. Ranger.net had the start of a nationwide nursery directory, lots of resources such as like seed movement guides and stuff like that for nursery growers. Also learned from her that there's potential federal funding coming through from the Farm Bill to help nursery growers with the production of new materials, and also lots of opportunities to work with state nurseries for liners and other things. They're being underused at this point. So, uh, Deb talked about our findings from the various focus groups, talking about how market was just a huge driver for growers, as we've always covered before. But then, as we've heard throughout the day, policy, for better or worse, can make things easier or harder. And then there's all the environmental factors that comes with growing a plant for 7 years outside or 5 years, where anything can happen from hail to hurricanes. Um, Partnerships were key, and lots of opportunities for making holding areas and stuff like that, and contract growing. As you heard here, everyone here wants to do more contract growing. One thing that Mike didn't mention, but he mentioned to me earlier, is that he's got capacity to grow more than he's doing now. So it's not like they can hit the ground running whenever, and just get out there and interact with grower groups and nursery visit as much as possible. Um, we learned about Earl and Andrew's partnership, and how they are growing, trees on the Casey Tree Farm, and just how that has helped them kind of, ensure the quality that they want. Well, here's the thing that came up several times, is that this gives some stability to the system to hopefully counteract inflation, when you can plan ahead a little bit and not just go year to year. So, and then this afternoon we had some great talks from our nonprofits. Liana talked about the list that they made, and I just love this process right here, where they talked about working with the industry to find 84 native trees that they wanted to work on planting projects, and then looking to see which ones weren't being served by the local growers. Like, okay, these 30 some are covered. Here's 47 candidate species that we want to work with and contract grow, and then just give away as part of our normal planting programs to people. Instead of having them buy the tree, just give them the trees that you're growing for the specific program. Very great model right there. Trinity talked about the need to contract grow to find the trees in the size that they need to engage the public. 15-gallon trees being something that fourth graders can plant or whatever, and how important it is to get urban forest advocates at a young age. And again, contract growing. Grant talked about some of the limitations of policies, and just adding, and this is something that came up in our research quite a bit, is that often we have really good intentions, but if we don't work with other industry groups like the nursery growers and the design community, we could put an extra ratchet on that filter that just kind of cranks down what is available to plant. And if we want to, if we make it really hard, we want really high quality large trees, all these different things that match this. All of a sudden, you're down to the same 5 or 8 trees that you're always planting. So be very cognizant of what you're putting out there for policies. Then Mike talked about the grades and standards, which you just saw. So something that others can hit the ground running with, as he said, I think is very applicable. Other states, other regions could adopt this, and all it is it's a common language for getting the type of tree that you want. Where you talk to, in Wisconsin we call the number twos park trees or whatever it is, having like the local vernacular kind of all tied in with some standardized language so that we know exactly what we're getting, and you can kind of push people towards what you want for quality with that. When they know what a number one is or Florida Fancy and they keep asking for it, people are going to grow it. Kelly talked about workplace development, as we asked them to, talking about how a quality team is needed to grow quality trees. And that was, tailgate meetings, volunteer events, recognition, team building, and then even cross training folks so that they can, we talk about getting in the shoes of other people in the industry, but even within your organization, letting people experience different parts of the job, so that they can appreciate what their coworkers are doing. And then finally, we ended up with James, looking at contract growing again to address issues of quality. And one I liked about this was, he sold this to his budget office as a way of mitigating price volatility. And I think, if you just got to get in the head of the people you're trying to convince when doing this, and you find what pushes their buttons, and it'll open up doors for you. So with that, I will open it up to Kesha to do her closing session.
Great, thank you. I really just wanted to take some time to just talk about the next steps and just kind of draw this to a conclusion, the forum to a conclusion. So there will be a final report that highlights the findings, case studies, recommendations that are coming out on this project, and we'll be able to share that with participants once it's available. And then regarding hosting an in-person event, that would be nice. And what we'll do is just, kind of take a look at receiving some of the input that you all might have provided during your registration forms, and making sure that we've taken a look at the chat and seeing some of what kind of feedback you all provided, and sharing out some of that interest for any other future meetings on various topics. And we definitely want to just keep the discussion going. There was a lot of great interaction in the chat throughout the day. I thought it was awesome to see all the networking and interactions that were happening. And so I hope it leads to a lot of connections and collaborations. And we'll definitely make sure that we gather some of that information. Andrew, I think we're going to probably be able to share out the Jamboard stuff, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that'll be part of the report. But yeah, certainly we'll be able to share out a lot of the interactions that we had today. It was, I thought, a really awesome day, and just really want to take the time to express gratitude and really extend a huge thank you to Andrew, Deb, all the folks that worked on this project and organized this event. A huge thank you to the speakers and presenters today. Very informative, just full of information, and looking forward to, I know I learned a lot. I'm looking forward to making some of my own connections and reaching back out. Thank you. And also, one other last thing, I just want to remind everybody finally that this is recorded, and this will be housed on the Chesapeake Tree Canopy website, which is at chesapeaketrees.net. So be looking for that. I'm sure we'll probably send something out letting you know when that gets posted. And just one really quick thing is if you do need ISA CEUs, I think Andrew's posted that in the chat as well, right?
Mhm.
Yep. So that's been posted in the chat, and so just fill that out and send it back. And just really want to thank everybody for their time. I know it was a long day, but it was so fruitful. Lots of information, and just really want to thank everybody for coming and participating and just actively being a part of this. So thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.